Very good day everybody, welcome to another video. I am your personal funky scene pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko and I will be your captain for today's flight. And today's flight will take us from the Brussels airport in Belgium to Birmingham in the United Kingdom. And the aircraft that we'll be using today will be the Fenix A320, the Airbus A320. The team of Fenix developers have recently released this Airbus A320 as a payware addition to your Microsoft Flight Simulator. It is, I believe it's actually near study level quality. There's a lot of systems that work. It is an absolute beautiful aircraft. It works like a charm. It's just totally amazing. And we are also actually, today we're flying live on the VATSIM network as well. And last I checked, it looks like Brussels airport actually is on the line. So there is some ATC here, so that's good. Looks like there is no ATC in Birmingham, but who knows? Maybe by the time that we get there, there might be some. Who knows? In any case, we're just going to fly. I thought it would be fun to do it online. So here we go. We are using the British Airways livery. You can see the jetway has been connected, so let's hop on into the flight deck and let's get this thing going. So first things first, well actually, let's have a look here. So let's log in to the EFB and let's get our flight plan. The flight plan will be fetched from the SimBrief website. You can see it right here. Tap to import from the SimBrief. So that's what it is, precisely what it's going to do now. And you can see we got about 22 minutes from Brussels to Birmingham. It will be about 47-minute flight. What I will do is go to mass and balance and immediately let's reset the load sheet, and we're going to load the aircraft in real time. Real time will actually be about 24 minutes, so in any case we'll be departing 2 minutes behind schedule. We got 144 passengers on the board, and one has now actually entered and boarded the plane. We got 1,967 kilograms of cargo on the board. Load that has been 173. The planned fuel for today's flight is 5,144. So we got a block fuel of 5.1, and the tanks currently is 30 through 100, something like that. So let's just we'll keep this loading in the background. What we can do is let me check the meter. 3006 knots, that's the wind. 23 degrees, QNH 1013. And we can also have a look at the Navigraph. We will import the flight plan, so we'll have the correct charts for our routing, which is very convenient. There you go, Brussels to Birmingham, and even to London Heathrow, which will be our backup or secondary destination. The same goes for pilot brief. We go to the pilot brief. This is all on board of the EFB. Let's look, it's so cool. You can actually see the screen is a little bit dirty from all the touches. It's done really cool. So click here to import your flight plan. So that's precisely what it is doing now. And there you go. Here is our flight plan. Cost index is 5. Our cruising altitude will be 340. Flight level 340. Block fuel will be 5.1. And you will see that we have a routing from 25 left, but obviously we'll need to ask for the clearance and take it from there. So when you're talking to ATC, always be sure to have a pen and paper with you, so that you can copy all the information that they give to you. So what I will do first is let's have a look if we can connect. There is ATIS online, 132.475, but first we need to start up the aircraft. So what we will do first is turn on the battery 1, turn on battery 2. Let's have a look. where I wanted to look. Ground services, let's have a look if the ground power unit is there. Okay, you can see it outside as well. Ground power unit, it's this little sucker, and it has a cable running to the nose of the aircraft, or to the front of the aircraft, and it's supplying the aircraft with external power source, so it has some energy going on. So that's all in place. So that being said, you can also see here external power is available. It says avail, so we click it, and the aircraft comes to life. Now then, what we'll do now, my apologies, crew oxygen supply, we turn it on, ground control, we turn that on, we turn on the aiders, the number 1, the number 2, and the number 3 is in the middle because it's the backup. We'll turn on the strobe lights, turn on the nav lights, no smoking sign goes to on, the emergency exit lights. Let's make sure there's some nice cool temperature inside the cabin. This for the cargo hold. Do not want it too cold in there, there might be some pets or something. So now that we've done all this, let's load it up. My apologies. So we get to your AOC menu, flight initialization. So this will basically fetch the flight plan also from the Simbrief website. And let's have a look. Actually, we shall tune into the ATIS. Sometimes they have an audio ATIS, which is always cool. 132.475. So 132. 475. So we dial this one in and let's listen.
First contact. Brussels National Information Zulu. 1650 expect vectoring for simultaneous independent ILS approaches ILS 25 right frequency 108.9. ILS 25 left frequency 110.35. Runway 25 left and 25 right for arrival clear and dry. Runway 25 right for departures. Transition level 50. Wind 300 degrees 6 knots. Cav OK. Temperature 23. 2.12 QNH 1030. Nosy confirmed information Zulu. On first contact.
Okay, so we got information Zulu. 25 right is probably the departing runway.
Zulu. 1650 expect vectoring for simultaneous independent ILS approaches ILS.
Okay, so we can close that. So we got, it looks like we got runway 25 right as departure, the transition level of 50. The wind is 300 at 6 knots, and the QNH is 1030. So why don't we start by putting in the correct QNH, so at least we have the correct altitude settings. And obviously both the pilot, the captain and the first officer both will do this. I'm also going to turn on the constraints on both the sides. Okay, so we got our flight number, British Airways 812, so the Speedbird 812 from Brussels to Birmingham, with the alternate airport being London Heathrow. En route time is about 47 minutes of flight time. Let's see. Basically on the INET A page, you do the same INET request. So this is now requesting. There you go. We do have to put in the flight number manually. So we put in flight number for the Speedbird, British Airways, the 8, the 1 and the 2. We put it right here. The cost index, I believe it was 5. Well, we can check. You go to your pilot briefing, there you will find your OFP, your operational flight plan. And if you scroll all the way up, you can see cost index right here. Cost index is 5. So we enter that, cost index is 5. And let me quickly check, we can go there actually, but I'm just going to check off the screen. What was again, flight level 340 is our cruising altitude, so 340, you can just type in 340, and you click on cruise, and it will put 340. I believe I said 35, it's 340. You can click on the wind and request the wind for, I don't know for how far in the flight. Oh, there you go. So I got this. Oh, oopsies. It looks like I'm every now and then I might be live on the hot mic. Let's have a look. So you follow the basically what you do is you follow the flow. So that would be DIFSRIP, what they call it. So DIFSRIP. Data, I do not think we can do it yet, because the aircraft is still trying to find out its own location in the world. So for now, I think, well, we can check actually this. Well, let's have a look. The aircraft status, you can check this. You can see here, we are in the A320-200, and you can also see we have the active navigational database is 16 June 22 to the 13th of July. So we are using accurate AROC cycle. And then you go to the I for init from DIFSRIP I. So we just did this. Then you go to your flight plan, and you can see the flight plan is already in here actually, but we do need to make some little changes. Obviously, we cannot put in the departure yet. So for this, we will have to contact control. So let's have a look at. Let's see. Now, right now, this will be approach 118.25. 118.25. So let's just dial it in. Stand by 1 second. 118.25.
Windcom variable between 250 and 030 degrees. Cav OK. Temperature 24. 2.12 QNH1030.
I think this is a new
confirmed information alpha.
Information alpha. Okay. We got a new latest. So information alpha.
Brussels National Information Alpha. 1720 expect vectoring for simultaneous independent ILS approaches ILS 25 right frequency 108.9. ILS 25 left frequency 110.35. Runway 25 left and 25 right for arrival clear and dry runway 25 right for departures. Transition level 50. Windcom variable between 250 and 030 degrees. Cav OK. Temperature 24. 2.12 QNH1030. NOSIG confirmed information alpha. On first contact.
Okay, so there is no significant changes.
Friday all for uniform departure. Rest of the clearance remains the same.
QNH still the same.
All for uniform departure, rest of the clearance the same. Runner 44 Yankee Mike, I will call you back for pushback in a second.
So let's contact the control. Stand by 1 second. I'm just quickly going to check what is going to be our sim brief suggested departure route.
And VLAN 5 Kilo Foxtrot.
I will show you here.
Start. VLAN 5 Kilo Foxtrot, position start approved, facing east. Position start approved, facing east.
So this is what sim brief suggests. 25 left. Might be that we're getting 25 right. DENUT 7 Charlie departure. I already filed the flight plan, so let's see if we can get clearance for this. Brussels approach. Good evening. Speedbird 812. Aircraft type is Airbus 320. We're requesting IFR clearance to Birmingham. We have information alpha.
Speedbird 812, Brussels departure. Good evening. Clear to Birmingham by the DENUT 7 Charlie departure. Runway 25 right. Initial climb flight level 60. Squawk 7105.
Cleared via the Diva 7 Charlie departure, runway 25 right for takeoff. Initial flight level 60, squawk 7105, speed per take 12.
Seabird 812, read back correct, startup approved, and information alpha is correct.
I copy that, thank you. Okay, so that's cool. Startup is approved. That's awesome. So basically what we'll do, we'll go to the departure, and we'll select the departing runway first. That will be 25 right, what we could hear in the 80s, so that's there. And we got the DENUT 7 Charlie departure. You can just click it and select it, and we click on the insert button. There you go. So that is one. We could, if you wanted, put in an arrival based on this one, based on the OFP, but we're not sure if perhaps between now and about 1 hour, who knows, maybe the what do you call it? Maybe the Birmingham will come on the line, but not sure. So until that time, I guess it's just better if we just leave it. We can always do this when we're in cruise. So we have this all. So we're going to continue our initial flow. That is called diff strip. So diff, D-I-F-S-R-I-P. You will notice the I is the same button. D-I-F-S-R-I again and P. So we'll cover this in a moment, and we'll see why we go to this button again. So secondary flight plan, that's your S. We basically copy the active for now. Your headnap page usually should be auto filled out, so for now this I believe this would be fine. So then when you go to I, you can actually click the button to the right, and you will see the ENUT B page. And here you will enter your zero fuel weight, your center of gravity, and your block fuel. The block fuel was 5.1, so let's just go ahead and put that in for now. Now for the zero fuel weight, center of gravity, I will say this again, but I will always sort of just like wing this. Let's go to the departure performance, sync load sheet, sync live weather, 63.5. to 9.1. So I'm just going to add these numbers into here, 63.5. You basically, what you do is you follow this format. So 63.5 slash 29.1. So you put in the slash here, 29.1. You put it in there, and you get your zero fuel weight and your zero fuel weight center of gravity. Okay, and you can see that the MCDU was now actually trying to, is actually calculating a thing or two, which is beautiful. So the aircraft does a lot of things for us. So that's the ENUT B page, this RIP. So finally we go to the performance page, and before we fill out all these speeds and everything, we can have this EFP calculated for us. So we click calculate. Maybe I should recalculate in a bit. We are taking off 25 right.
Taxi via Romeo 4, out of
Runway
7,
service
holding
is dry.
Bravo 3, QNH 1030.
Force toga, no, not forcing the toga. Anti-ice is off. The packs will be off, so we should turn off the packs.
Romeo others 7.
So calculate.
Holding point Bravo 3, behind 5 Go Foxtrot.
Okay, so it has calculated for us.
Lufthansa 9 is Tango, X-ray, pushing start approved, facing east.
So we got 138, 140, so V1 is 138. We rotate at 140 knots, and our V2 will be 141 knots. Transition altitude, we already know, it's 5,000 feet, so we put this in manually. The thrust reduction and the acceleration altitude is 1110. and the flex takeoff temperature is 68 degrees, and it's advised to take off with the flap setting of flaps 1. So now that we have this information, we turn our attention back to the MCDU, to the performance page, and we enter these numbers. So we got
Ready for sun push runner 44 Yankee Mike.
138 for the V1, 140.
Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike, push and start approved, facing west. Are you able to accept November 7 or do you need November 5?
And 141 V2.
Push and start approved facing to the west, and so we can accept November 7 Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike.
Roger.
So 5,000 is transition altitude.
This is approach. Goedenavond, Beeline 125, A320 at stand 215 with information Alpha QNH 030. Request IFR clearance to Salzburg.
Beeline 125 Brussels departure, good evening. Clear to Salzburg via the Sopok 9er Charlie departure, runway 25 right. Initial climb out flight level 60, squawk 1000.
Flaps 1.
Clear to Salzburg at the Sopok 9er Charlie departure, runway 25 right. Initial climb flight level 60, squawk.
So we got this all filled out now.
125.
Beeline 125, read back correct, startup approved.
Roger.
So just as you hear the controller say, startup is already approved. The temperature inside the cabin is probably going to get really hot now. Let's have a
Beeline
look.
5 kilo Foxtrot, wind, calm, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
32 here on the flight deck, 25 and 28 in the forward and in the aft.
Roger.
So what we'll do, we turn on the APU now. You turn on the master switch.
runway or hold short?
You wait a couple of
No
seconds.
traffic, so the departure clearance remains valid.
Roger, Beeline 5 kilo for sure.
Looks like we got 5.1 kilograms of fuel on the board, so we can now turn on the seatbelt signs as well. I'm also going to turn on the beacon signs, just so that the ground crew will know that we are about to start up the aircraft, the engines. We'll leave the APU running for a little bit. At some stage this will read avail, and then you will know that the APU has successfully started. You can also go to the APU page, just by clicking the APU button. I see the flap is opened. Let's look outside. Oops. Easy there, Arkady, easy. There you go, this is the flap. Little flap that opens. And you can hear the sound, the high whirring sound. It is the
Sunset 9 Tango X-ray, taxi via
APU
Romeo 4
starting
Alpha
up.
7, holding point Bravo 3, QNH 1030.
the APU. It is actually a little jet engine. A tiny little jet engine which is located here right in the tail. And this supplies internal electrical power for the internal systems of the aircraft. You can see the flap is open. APU, it says avail, which means it is now available. So the APU is now up and running. If you check now, for instance, the condition page, you can see the temperatures, and still the temperatures are really high. So in general, you just leave it running for a couple of minutes, and then you turn on the APU bleed. I'm going to turn it on now, and now the environmental controls will start kicking in. And you can actually see this modeled as well. You see that there is colder air now being blown into the flight deck, the forward cabin, and the aft section of the cabin. You can see the temperature will slowly start to drop. 32 is pretty hot. 25 and 28, you know, that's getting, you know, you'll be getting drowsy in there. So that's good. Then let's have a look. What else can we do? I believe startup was actually approved. So what I did now is open up the fuel pumps in the anticipation of us starting the engines. There's a couple of things we might need to do here, even though it really is not modeled at this moment. Ground spoilers are armed. We will lock the flight deck for departure. We reset the rudder trim, and if the flaps go to 1. So we got the squawk 7105. So we put this in. This is our unique identification number for air traffic control 7105. We turn that to on. I want to see all, and we go to TARA. I think you should go to TA and then later you go to TARA, but not really sure. So that has all been entered there. I believe all we have to do now is actually just start up the aircraft, but we cannot do this yet because we will have to make sure that the boarding has completed. There you go, boarding is complete. So that's it. Before we do anything, let's just have a look at the charts and see where it is that we are. So we go to the Brussels section, and you go to the ground charts. Let's have a look what we'll see here. Usually it's the one that just says airport, like this. Let's put a star in it, so you find it more easily later. And here you can actually see a diagram of
Runner 44
the airport.
Yankee Mike, ready for taxi.
Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike, taxi to holding point November 7, QNH 1031.
So 25 right, that's fairly close
Taxi
by.
point November 7, QNH 1031, Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike.
So I think what we can probably expect, let's have a really good look here. Not sure what the
Beeline 5 Kilo Foxtrot identified, 800 feet, climb flight level 70.
in 4 and 5 in 6. We will be probably taxiing to Echo
Runner
7
44 Yankee Mike, ready upon reaching.
or Bravo 3.
Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike, wind is 040 degrees 7 knots, runway 24, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 24, Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike.
Let's also have a look at our departure.
Beeline 5 Kilo Foxtrot, contact Brussels Control 131.1.
131.1, Beeline 5 Kilo Foxtrot, bye.
Our departure is the DENUT 7 Charlie. So we go and look for the DENUT 7 Charlie departure. DENUT 7 Charlie is this one. Put a star in it and let's open it up. Let's have a look. It looks like it's probably going to be a let's see, I want to say an RNAV, but I don't think it is. Let's see what we can find. DENUT 7 Charlie. SID, standard instrument departure. Initial climb clearance, flight level 60. So let's not forget to put that in. DENUT 7 Charlie, basically you climb to 700 feet, you turn right to heading 297 degrees. What is it, 297 degrees? Track, intercept, Bob, radial 277, turn right,
From the 9
intercept,
Tango X-ray, wind calm, runway
radial
25 right, clear
377
for
to
takeoff.
DENUT.
You've got red clear for takeoff. That's a 9 Tango X-ray.
So we got Hull and we got Bob. We'll be taking off 25 right, so this direction. And then we will take a right to heading 297.
Runner 44 Yankee Mike after departure, crossing 2200.
But the airport.
Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike identified, 2,300 feet, climb flight level 70.
The aircraft will do this for us. So we'll go to the airport chart.
341 checking in, net passing descending to 8,000 for extension 341.
Climbing level 70, Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike.
Lufthansa 341 heavy Brussels arrival identified, flight level 86. Information Alpha current. Continue descent to 4,000 feet. Expect ILS approach runway 25 right.
Expect 25 right, continue descending to 4,000 feet. Information Alpha is on board. Alpha is on board. Lufthansa 341.
Lufthansa 341 QNH 1030.
1030 for Lufthansa 341.
Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike, contact Brussels Control 129.575.
So we're putting in the initial flight level.
Brussels
60.
129.575, Ryanair 44 Yankee Mike, thank you.
So startup is approved.
Beeline 15, request position.
Beeline 125, squawk mode Charlie, position start approved, facing east.
Squad Charlie, and start is approved facing east, beeline 125.
Let's see, is there any other frequencies for Brussels? We're now on approach 118.25. This one. And quickly check on the pilot. Is there any other Brussels 131.1 or 129 or 575?
Stanza 341 requesting vectors to intercept block size for the runway 25 right.
Stanza 341, roger, leave Bruno heading 210. On that heading, clear the ILS approach runway 25 right.
210 clear ILS approach 25 right, follow Stanza 341, thank you.
Alright, so we got two frequencies to choose from. We will probably hear it after departure. We can either go to, let's see, this would probably be west center, so probably 131.1. Let's put it in.
Lufthansa 9 Tango X-ray, identified 2,500 feet, climb flight level 70.
Climb flight level 70, Lufthansa 9 Tango X-ray.
Lufthansa 9 Tango X-ray, contact Brussels Control 129.575.
Brussels Control 129.575, Lufthansa 9 Tango X-ray, thanks. See you. So I think everything's ready. Let's have a look outside. The APU is running, so we can turn off the external power.
Stanza 341, can you confirm me 25 right for arrival 25 right?
Lufthansa 341, A firm. Now continue direct Bruno, then
we remove the chocks, and we remove the
Bruno,
power
then
unit.
341.
Lufthansa 341, altimeter, correction, QNH 1030.
We call the tug. Look, there's some other aircraft here. That's very nice to see. So let's contact
Lufthansa 341, set QNH 1030.
We have it, but the simulator has not trouble with altimeter and always shows the real altitude for Lufthansa 341.
Let's see, what is this name? It's Brussels approach. Brussels approach, speedbird 812, ready for taxi.
Speedbird 812, confirm ready to taxi.
Well, my apologies, ready for pushback.
Speedbird 812, pushback approved, facing east.
Pushback facing east, speedbird 812. Okay, so we push back facing the east. So it's going to be with the ass to the right, just like this. Oops. Let's have a look at the chart real quick. This is not going to help. Let's have a look here. Go to the Navigraph.
Beeline 125, request taxi.
Beeline 125, taxi via Tango, outer, following point Bravo 1, QNH 1030.
QNH 130 and taxi Horik runway 25 right, 1 via Tango, and Beeline 12.
It's getting a little bit laggy. Okay, so let's turn off the parking brake.
Lufthansa 341, descend to 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet.
Pushing back. And we start up engine number 2. So that's it. It's a beautiful evening here in Brussels, in the nice country of Belgium. Let me get, which button is it? I believe this one. Yeah, that's correct. So that's good. Let's see if we can go straight for just a little bit longer now first. There you go. Try and get right onto the yellow line right there. You know, when you flight simulator, you have to sort of do it yourself, obviously. So let's turn right a little bit more, and hopefully this is going to get us sort of on the center line. Engine number 1 is available, so let's turn on. Engine number 2 is available. Let's turn on engine number 1, and we stop the taxi. So stop it, and we disconnect the tug. So now the tug has been disconnected. The first thing we do, parking brake. So there goes the tug. Thank you, tug. Thank you very much. Then we turn on the taxi lights and the nose wheel steering lights. So engine number 1 is starting up now. It's going to reach around 18.6 and 1.
feet, clear ILS approach runway 25 right.
And we'll read available.
2,000 feet clear ILS approach 25 right, 331.
The exhaust gas temperature is still increasing, the EGT. It will reach a certain level, and this probably will then read available. There you go. Okay, so that is that. Now before we request the taxi clearance, I mean, it's probably going to be fairly simple. The runway is not far, just go straight and to the left. But I do like to have
Beeline 125,
look at the chart though.
Bravo 1, ready for departure.
Beeline 125, wind calm, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Runway 5 right, clear for takeoff, Beeline 125.
So we go to probably Echo 7. I think it's Echo 7. Let's have a look at what control is going to tell us. Brussels approach, speedbird 812 ready to taxi.
Speedbird 812, taxi via the inner to holding point Bravo 3, QNH 1030.
So holding point Bravo 3, QNH 1030, speedbird 812. Okay, so it's holding point Bravo 3, it's this one right here. So we're going to take off at an intersection, but it's perfectly fine for this type of aircraft. This will be basically the first to the left. So we turned on the taxi lights and the nose wheel steering lights. Let's have a quick check if there's anything else. So we got the initial flight level 60, speed and navigation, they're all managed. We got 1030, which is still accurate. We do not turn on the auto brake just yet. Let's put the range to 10 nautical miles. And there might be one thing. Let's have a look quickly. See what this is going to do. Release parking brake. Okay, we got the incremental thrust. Okay. So removing.
Brussels arrival, Yellow Jacket 87 Tango, flight level 85, flight level 80, inbound for Bruno.
Oh, they're taking off, look at that.
Yellow Jacket 87 Tango, Brussels arrival identified, information Bravo current.
This is a really cool
vectoring
effect there.
approach runway 25 left.
Expect vectors for the 25 left approach. Current is Bravo, Yellow Jacket 87 Tango.
Beeline 125 identified, 2,400 feet, climb flight level 70.
Climb flight level 70, Beeline 125.
Beeline 125, contact Brussels control 129.575.
Contact Brussels control 129.575, Beeline 125, fijne avond.
So our intersection will be right here, this one. So we go here, and we take a left.
Heavy wind, 350 degrees, 5 knots, runway 25 right, clear to land.
24 right, clear to land, 331.
let's slow down a little bit, see if we can actually visually confirm by looking at the signs. This doesn't make any kind of sense to me. But fortunately, the layout does, so we'll be going right here. So obviously we need to hold short at the runway. Before we do that, we turn on the landing lights. What we're clear to now is to go to the holding point. So that's precisely what we're doing. So let's reduce the speed a little.
Yellow Jacket 87 Tango, turn right heading 080, descend to 4,000 feet, QNH 1030.
So we're holding
right
short.
heading 080, descend to 4,000 feet, and the QNH is 1030, Yellow Jacket 87 Tango.
Speedbird 812 holding short, Bravo 3.
Speedbird 812, hold position, traffic is Airbus 340, short final, runway 25 right.
Speedbird 812 holding position. So we got incoming traffic, always exciting. Oh, there you go, there it is. Oh, sorry about your leg. There you go. There was a pilot landing. Very nice. Very nice, very nice, very good. So we're holding position for now. Let's quickly, let's have a look. We turn off the packs. Let's turn on the landing lights. Takeoff lights as well.
Speedbird 812, line up and wait, runway 25 right and wait.
Line up and wait, 25 right and wait, Speedbird 812. You turn off the
Yellow
APU.
Jacket 87 Tango, continue descent to 2,000 feet.
2,000 feet, Yellow Jacket 87 Tango.
So we're lining up and then we're going to wait. I'm turning on the auto brake on the full maximum.
So 331 is off the runway Bravo 6.
Lufthansa 341, continue taxi straight ahead into stand 142.
142 is straight ahead, Lufthansa 331, thank you.
Speedbird 812, wind 350 degrees 7 knots, runway 25 right, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, Speedbird 812.
Yellow Jacket 87 Tango, turn right heading 220, clear the ILS approach runway 25 left.
Okay.
Right heading 220, clear for the ILS 25 left, Yellow Jacket 87 Tango.
Let's have a real quick check. We turn off the packs. Let's not stay here too long. The packs are off. The flaps are at 1 and the ground spoilers are armed. Let's quickly check the takeoff configuration. Takeoff configuration normal. So we're good to go. So 138 is V1, 140 is rotate, 141 is V2. So let's go. Let's quickly notify the cabin crew that we're going to take off. Cabin crew, please prepare for takeoff. Let's get this thing going. Here we go.
So 341 is on 142, shooting down. Thank you for service today. See ya.
Bye-bye.
There's a lever asymmetry, but for now we're good. Get ready to rotate. Rotate now. To about 17 degrees. Hold it there. Positive rate. Gear up. Oh, we got to uncage this. Return on the AP1. There's a thrust lever asymmetry. Looks like it's been fixed, but now we need to levers to climb. Thrust levers are now to climb. So we need to retract the flaps momentarily. Let's just do that.
VATSIM 812, identify 2000 feet, climb flight level 70.
Climb flight level 70, speed rate 812. So you've climbed to...
VATSIM 812, contact Brussels Control 131.1.
Brussels Control on 131.1, thank you very much, bye bye, speed rate 812. So we go to 131.1. Let's see if we can fix this asymmetry. We'll have to look at it later, I think. Brussels Control, speed rate 812 with you, 3800 feet.
VATSIM 812, Brussels, further identified, climb flight level 250.
Climb flight level 250, speed rate 812. So we got clearance of flight level 250. So let's fix the, well, the packs are off, yes, that's okay, you can turn on the packs now. You can turn off the nozzle steering lights and the taxi lights and the takeoff lights, if you will. The thrust lever should go to climb. Okay, so the aircraft is accepting this. No, it's lever asymmetry. I believe this one might be the culprit. Nope.
Frankfurt Tower, Scandinavia 2409, 10 miles out, 25 right.
Auto flight, auto throttle, limited. Thrust levers, move your thrust limits. Yes, I know, but...
5 right, yes, thanks. Scandinavia 2409.
This is a little funky. It does not seem to put them both into the detent there. Now the autopilot's turning off. We just turn it back on. Looks like we finally... No, there's still lever asymmetry. We need to switch now to standard QNH. So let's do that first. Yeah, I've been having this issue. Probably I need to calibrate something.
Brussels Control, station 1158, out of flight deck for 5 minutes. 5 is approved, triple left.
Lever asymmetry is quite annoying.
5 is approved, report deck.
As you can see, it responds quite erratically.
094 after Kirky, direct to Bruno Bravo Uniform November.
Anyway, we're at 12,000 feet.
Kirky direct Bruno, beeline
We'll turn off the landing lights.
Beeline 2094, correct descent, flight level 80.
Seatbelt signs can go off as well.
Flight level 80, beeline 2094.
So now all we need is to get the thrust lever symmetry. Does it accept this? Is it now symmetrical? Looks like it is. Phew. Okay. Finally. So let's increase the range here on the navigational display. So the next waypoint will be DENUT, which is in 15 nautical miles. We'll be arriving there at 1814 Zulu time, which is in about 3 minutes. have a look outside. Here, this is us, the British Airways. There's the moon, always beautiful in the daytime.
Beeline 2094, contact Brussels arrival 118.25, goodbye.
Thanks for service, over to 118250, Beeline 2094.
Okay, so we are on our way from Brussels to Birmingham. Let's go back to the flight deck.
Good evening, Fenix. Fix Bravo, flight rule 380 and inbound DENUT.
Fenix 6 to Alpha, good day, identify direct Rapix.
Direct Rapix, chance and stop.
I'm quickly checking on the VATSIM to see if maybe Birmingham is coming online, but there's nothing yet, so it might be required that we do our own. We organize our own sim brief approach, which would be perfectly fine. So I believe our flight level was 340.
Rate 1, 2 higher on Unicom 122.8, goodbye.
Fast recording short November. November 11.
Speedbird 812 to Unicom. Something's going wrong there.
Brussels control, Bavette back. Welcome.
Speedbird 812 going to Unicom 122.8, bye bye.
Goodbye.
Alright, so that's confirmed. So go to the radio stack 122.8. Okay, so we're now no longer under air traffic control. So we should start to work out when to start our descent. First we're going to 250, but since there is no control anymore, we could carry on to all the way to 340, which is precisely what I'm going to do.
Transport Tower, Lufthansa 1417, taxiway November. Lufthansa 1417 Tower, good evening, Holy 418 November, November 12. Running November 5, Lufthansa 1417. Negative 44 November 12. November 12, Lufthansa 1417.
So we can turn off this button here. We can open the flight deck.
Good evening, Holy 418 November.
Looks there's the Thunder man. How are you doing, man? So nice of you to join. You're a special guest today, man. So welcome aboard, Mr. Thunderman. We're happy to see you. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I'm your captain for today's flight. We're currently climbing through flight level 257 for a flight altitude of 340. Flight level 340. We are on our way from Brussels to Birmingham. We were just handed off by the control. and yeah, it doesn't look like there is actual control currently online in our destination, Birmingham. So it might be that we have to organize the the arrival procedure ourselves, but we can easily do that. We got everything on the board. And actually, speaking of which, I will just start doing this right now. So let's have a look at our OFP, which is the operational flight plan. And here you can see that we're going to be landing at runway 33. And actually, it looks there's a direct, so basically there is no arrival. So we're just going to do ILS 33. So arrival ILS 33, and that is just it. There is no star. And we insert, and it will be in the flight plan. We do have to check, obviously, to see there is no flight plan discontinuity or something. Let's have a look. Flight plan discontinuity there is okay. I think this should probably be fine. End of alternate flight plan. It is interesting because it looks like we are still receiving. Let's have a look. Is it this one maybe? Let's turn this one off. Maybe this is the one that was picking up. No. So we're actually on the Unicom 122.8, but we're still picking up. I don't know why, but that is just how it is. No worries. So this is us with the moon there in the background. We're flying an Airbus A320, British Airways, and actually we're still climbing to our cruising altitude. And you can see here, right there, the white line. This indicates it's our top of descent, which means that from that point on we are going to start our descent into Birmingham. That looks beautiful, Thunderman says. Thank you, man. It's, I think so too. Well, I cannot thank you because I did not make the program, but yeah, it looks really cool. It is a very, very microflight simulator. It's absolutely stunning. And you know, you can actually see the exhaust gas temperature. You know, you can see it's actually distorting the view because the air particles are just moving in the heat of the exhaust gas. So that's some real nice programming that they did right there. So as I said, we just took off from Belgium, from Brussels. So this is the coast here of the Western Europe. And we're crossing the canal to the United Kingdom, to Birmingham. We can have a little look here at the charts that we have on the board. We do not need this one anymore now. So why don't we have a look? Just at the route. Yes, the flares are nice, aren't they? So this is our destination, Birmingham. It will be a fairly short en route time. Please let me know, Thunderman, if the radio chatter is too loud in comparison to my voice. I believe it should be fine. Last thing I checked myself, it looked fine, but do let me know if I need to change any of the audio settings. Okay, so we're reaching our cruising altitude now of flight over 340. It's perfectly in the background. That's awesome. Thank you very much. So reaching 340, we do still have something to go. So what I will do, let's go to, instead of managed speed mode, we go to speed mode that we actually control ourselves, and usually we can push it to 0.81 Mach. You can see this indicated right here on the primary flight display. You can see just before the red tape here, there is our set speed, and just below what is going to cause trouble for us. A chef's kiss. Well, look at that, man. This morning, how could I have woken up believing I today would get a chef's kiss, you know? And you should know, people, if you're checking, this Thunderman dude, he's like a master chef, you know what I mean? Okay, so this is beautiful. We are on our way, and basically what we're going to do now is we already have ILS 33, so basically we need to know when to descend. So since there is not a really like a star, in other words, a standard instrument arrival, I'm nonetheless going to check the charts. The first thing that we definitely need is the approach chart, the ILS for runway 33. So let's have a look here. Category 2 and 3 for runway 15. We do not need that. NDB ILS DME or NDB localizer DME runway 33. I want this one, the category 2 and 3 NDB ILS. I'm going to put a star in this, but let's also have a look if there is no, that's about, these are the options. Alright, no problem. So, wait, this is runway 15, this is the wrong one. Let's click this one.
Tower, good evening,
Here we go. This is going to be our final approach. There will be the Birmingham VOR. We'll be landing on 33, which is to the north. The glide slope will start at 2,000 feet. And the decision altitude will be 50 feet for a category 3 alpha ILS approach. Okay. Otherwise it's 98 for radio altitude or decision height for 28 feet. Let's have a look at the arrivals. See, there actually are arrivals, but we are not giving any arrival. So I'm just going to wing it, I guess, for now. So we need to know when to descend. So we're 340. We got the constraints on, but there is no constraints yet. So I guess what we'll just do is we wait until we are here at the top of descent, and that's just where we'll start the descent. And I think we'll start descending to, well, let's say just 5,000 feet for the United Kingdom. Okay. So we'll wait a little bit. You can actually see there is the coast of the United Kingdom already. So it's not too crazy. Oh, and for everybody who believes in chemtrails, there is a hidden button in the aircraft that nobody wants you to know. It looks like it's a light, but if you turn this to bright, it will start spraying stuff that will kill all the people who pay taxes. I know it doesn't make any sense, but you know, work with me on this one. You know what I mean. Obviously, I'm just kidding. Okay, so we're making good time. We're flying at 0.81 Mach. Before we start our descent, we should put the speed control back to managed, which means that the autopilot of the Airbus will manage our speed. And in about 25 or 30 nautical miles, we're actually reaching our top of descent. So let's decrease the range a little bit. It should be about 26 miles, something like that. And we will be starting our descent into our destination. So one thing we should do, and you can see it right here in the MCDO as well, is enter the destination data. So for that you go to your performance page and you go to click next page next phase, and next phase again. This is descent, and next phase again, and you go to the approach. So now what we need is to know what is the what's the information, the weather information basically for our destination. You go to the Fenix button right there. You go to my flight, and here you see the meter, which is our weather information. You click on the arrival button. It's retrieving the data. So what we got is the wind. Let's write this one right here. The wind's coming from 360 at 12 knots. We want to know the temperature, which is 23. The dew point is 13. That's after the slash right there, and the QNH is 1031. And we will have to look up on the charts what is the transition altitude, but usually I believe for the United Kingdom it is 5,000 feet, I believe, but I'm not really sure. We will check this momentarily. I will first focus my attention on the MCDU, and we will put in this data that we saw right here. So this is the MCDU. So the QNH for Birmingham is 1031. We put this in right like this in the scratch pad right here, and then you click on the soft button there, and it is entered. The temperature locally is 23 degrees, so that's 23 degrees Celsius. And then the wind conditions through 360 at 12. So the wind is coming from 360 from the north, and the wind speed is 12 knots. You put it in just like this, and there you go. So what we need to know now, it says 6,000 feet for the transition flight level. This could be correct, but we're just going to have a look at the charts, and then we will know for sure, for certain. It might be on this chart, but I'm not entirely sure. Let's have a look. Transition altitude 6,000 feet, so that's been confirmed. So that is fine. So I think now we put in decision height is 50. I believe that is a radio, so let's put in 50 here at the radio. And if you want to confirm if it's decision height, because sometimes I just make a mistake and I'm not really sure. It's decision height, there you go, 50. So we got this. So we're basically configured, well, at least data-wise for our landing. We'll be doing a full flap landing. If you want to, you can also click configuration 3, which means that you do not a full landing, a full flap. Full flaps is 1, 2, 3, 4. If you want to do a flap 3 landing, you can, but then you will have to let the aircraft know that you do a landing with flap 3 engine. You turn this button on, but we're not going to be doing it. So let's switch it back. We're going to do a full flap landing. Our approach speed, you can see this right here. V for velocity at approach will be 135 knots. We got ILS 33, that's programmed in as well. Let's have a look, because I believe we might have overshot our top of descent. Let's have a look right here. Been talking too much, haven't I? Yeah, definitely. So I'm going straight down to 5,000 feet. And we are going to go to managed speed mode, and let's have a look. Yeah, I think this is fine. You can see thrust now goes to idle. It doesn't mean like these thrust levers stay in the position, but since it's a fly-by-wire system, these thrust levers do not move, but the engine behavior does actually change, and this is at idle. So the engines are basically idling down now. And we'll be descending right now. So we are descending towards our destination. We might, let's have a look, BUZAD. Looks like I'm missing something, so I'm quickly going to check the flight plan here. Flight plan is continuity, so click the clear button. So there was a flight plan discontinuity after all, and we deleted And let's have a look. There you go. And now we have a decent looking flight plan. So we might be fairly high. What I can do in the Airbus, there's a button that's called expedite. This one. This is now going to expedite our descent. Obviously, this is at the cost of speed. But what you would prefer is to just, if you have to pick up speed, you do it now. And you see, this is where the aircraft expects us to be when we, let's just have a look. I'm not talking completely out of my behind. I think for now, let me just try and turn off the expedite and just say again 5,000 feet, and let's have a look at what, I believe the blue arrow means this is where the aircraft expects us to be at the altitude that we set, and you can see what the altitude that we set is right here, flight level 50, which is obviously now moving up a little bit. So we'll have to sort of work out what we're going to do. Let's increase the range a little bit more. That looks like it's not acceptable, so let's keep it on expedite for a little bit longer. And let's just get this sucker down. That's what I'm saying. I'm quickly checking online to see if the Birmingham control might be on the line at this moment. And no, that's negative. There is no ATC, no air traffic control at the Birmingham, at our destination. So we're on our own. So we're just going to do it like this. You can see the yellow upwards pointing arrow. It's indicating that we are accelerating. So let's have a close look at that, because we do not want to overspeed. The red tape right here means that you are overspeeding. But we are definitely expediting our descent. You can see this when you look outside as well. We're definitely nose down there. While we are doing this, let me just quickly jump into the oh, 1 second. Oops, my apology. Right behind the wing. So we are currently over the United Kingdom. There you go, this is the United Kingdom for you. There is not a lot that we can actually, well, not that I can identify, I must say. Let's have a look outside. But that's the United Kingdom for you. We are using real world time and real world weather today. So that means that basically if you see the sun in a certain position, like flying straight to it, and you see the moon in the sky, this is all simulated. This is all simulated to be the actual position of the stars and the moon and the sun, but also the weather. Obviously, the weather is based on what the weather reports are, and then there's a algorithm inside the flight simulator that is going to interpret what the weather is, and then how to render the weather for you, right? So that's what's doing right now. Okay, so that is that. So let's have a look. We're definitely getting closer. We are expected to be at 5,000 feet when we reach the blue arrow right there. Our speed is actually still under control, so let's just stay on expedite. I want to see, but you can see this green dot here. This green dot is actually indicating we are below the vertical descent profile. So what I will do now is actually turn off the expedite, and you will see what's going to happen to the green dot. If the green dot reaches the horizon and then even drops below, then it means that we are above our vertical descent profile. Obviously you want to be at or below your vertical descent profile, otherwise you'll just have a high energy approach, and who the hell wants that? You know what I mean. So it's 16,000 feet, which is perfect. The speed's going down. You can see the yellow arrow that I was talking about earlier was pointing up. This is now pointing down, which means that our speed is actually decreasing. It's because our descent rate is now diminished. You can see it when you look horizontally. You can see the nose is not as much down as it was before. but the aircraft is still descending at a slow rate of 500 feet per minute, but we are still below the vertical descent profile, so that's all under control. That's all very good. Let's increase the range here on the navigational display. So runway 33, basically it's a straight in landing. So for now everything seems good. We are 2.7 nautical miles from BUZAD, which is our next waypoint, and after which we will go to who knows what it's called. I cannot read it from here. But everything's looking good for now. The next event for us to focus our attention on will actually be the 10,000 feet mark, because at 10,000 feet we should turn on the landing lights.
Speedbird 123 lining up waiting, runway 32 landing.
And actually, usually at 10,000 feet you will also turn on your the seatbelt signs, basically. So for now, if you want to get up and talk to some nice girl and seat 27 kilo, or maybe actually 27 Bravo, yeah, you can. But you got about 5,000 feet, and then we're going to put you back into your seat. If you want to go for a quick round in the mill wank, or whatever it is that you want to do in the bathroom, you can also still go, but the same countdown is actually being applied. Okay, so this is our aircraft. And where is the moon? There's the moon. So this is the exact position of the moon at this moment. Look at that, Thunderman is already on it. Very good to know, man. I knew if there was one person I could count on for that, it would be you. Alright, so let's have a look here. Looks like we will reach our 5,000 feet altitude that we entered right there, that we're demanding from the autopilot. We will reach it right there, so it looks like it's fine. The next constraint will be 2,000 feet. What I will actually do is just, since we're slightly high, we go to 2,000 feet immediately. And if we do that, you see the arrow jumped forward a little bit towards this point, which is deceleration point, I believe. And that's fine. We'll be, and you know, if you have a choice, you want to be ahead of the game and not behind the game, right? So, you know, if we are a little bit low before we get where we want to be, that is actually fine. But if you're high, you know, you're gonna have to come down. So the decision, sorry, not decisions, the, let's have a look at the problem space. So the transition altitude is flight level 60. This means that we are now on standard QNH. I'll show you if I take it off. This is the QNH of 1030, but this will change how high the aircraft thinks you are. We need to set it to local QNH. Well, actually I can preset it 1031, but then put it back on standard. We will also do this for the pilot monitoring, or the first officer, if you will. Okay, so we got QNH local set, but we're not applying it yet until we reach the transition flight level, which is at 6,000 feet. So we're entering, nearing 10,000 feet. So what I will do is the following. We turn on the landing lights, turn on the seatbelt signs. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is your captain speaking. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. We are currently preparing for our descent into our final destination, which is Birmingham Airport. The local temperature will be 23 degrees centigrade, and we expect to arrive at our destination in about what is it? This is about 10 or so minutes. We hope you enjoyed your flight, and we hope to see you again. Thank you very much, and on your way out, please do not forget any explosive devices that you have not set off. You may choose to do so upon arrival, but if you want to set them off right before arrival, that's also fine. Just make sure you set your explosive devices to detonate at a location where it will reach the most casualties, obviously. Otherwise, what did you spend all that money for? And hopefully there is such a thing as heaven. So so that you will actually make it there and you get to fuck with 99 brides or maids or virgins or whatever it is that you think that God had in mind for you. I don't mean to be disrespectful, it's just fun to make like cynical jokes, because cynical jokes is funny and humor is just funny, right? I mean, who has the monopoly on humor, right? I mean, or on the monopoly on feeling insulted, you know, like feeling insulted is like, well, I believe is a choice, you know what I mean? It is a strength if you do not feel insulted and you feel like, you know, I'm above what this person is doing, you know what I mean? Anyway, I do not want to get too political or too philosophical, you know what I mean? And we're just having fun here. So, we're reaching the transition altitude of flight level 60. And the beautiful part of it is that you will actually see the STD, which stands for Standard, not for Sexually Transmitted Disease. STD, the standard QNH, this will start flashing, and this will tell us that we have to switch to the local QNH, so that we know for sure that we are that the aircraft is reading the precise and the accurate altitude above the surface. So it is now flashing. That's a very nice reminder. So we put it on local QNH, which is 1031, and you do this on both ends, so that the pilot who's monitoring on this end has the same information. So this is one. Let's see how far out are we. About 28, 27 nautical miles. Let's turn on the landing system. It is picking up the Birmingham ILS. At least it shows the frequency, and there you go, 25 nautical miles. So it's picking up the DME as well. The DME stands for Distance Measuring Equipment. It is picking this up, and we're still on our way to 2,000 feet, which we will probably reach when we are here. So, what do we need to do to prepare for our arrival? We're going to arm the ground spoilers. We need to set the mode selector for the engines to ignition start, so that in case an engine fails, we can immediately start it up again. We do not need the flaps just yet. Is there anything else we can do? Let's lock the flight deck. We don't want anyone disturbing us while we are preparing for landing an aircraft that's carrying 177 people on the board. What else there we can do? I think for now, let's just start up the APU. You press the start button, you wait about 3 seconds, and then you click start. 2,500. There you go, 2,500. So we are, what I said earlier, we are fairly early for the 2000, but as you could see here, the glide slope that will take us down for the ILS, the Instrument Landing System. This is a guidance system that will guide us laterally and vertically. And this starts at 2,000 feet. So we need to be at 2,000 feet at 5.1 DME from the ILS. And we are now at 17.8 nautical miles, so we are really getting ready to land. So what else can we do? We put on the auto brake. This will help us decelerate once we touch down on the tarmac. So we put it too low because there's no weird conditions or anything. It's not like a really short runway, or there's no rain. But this is like an auto brake system. So we put that too low, and that is turned on, so that is good. We are on Unicom still. Let me really quickly check if Birmingham is now online. If that's the case, then we need to contact them. There's no one online. Okay, so we're completely on our own. So we're on Unicom. Okay, so let's increase the range a little, or decrease it really. Okay, so we're at 2,000 feet. You can see here the purple roof kind of thingy is actually a diamond, but it does not show the full diamond at this moment. This means this is the glide slope. So we are already basically below the glide slope. This will start coming down. range is 13.2 nautical miles. So, ouch, I'm sorry, I'm just in a really uncomfortable position right there for a second. Alright, so let's do this. We got flaps, let's have a look at what's our speed. Our speed's reducing, so let's turn on, let's extend the flaps to 1. And this will bring the nose down a little bit. So let's quickly have a look what's there we can do. We can turn on the APU bleed. The landing lights are on. Let's turn on the nozzle steering lights and the taxi lights as well. We can go to flaps 2. Increase the range on the navigational display. So I need to pee like a motherfucker. Okay, so we're at 9.0 nautical miles, so we're really close. We're actually that close that we're almost going to extend our landing gear. So get ready for a turn to the right, and then we're going to line up. I will click the localizer button now. The localizer button will ensure that we have a horizontal navigation. And we can actually go to flaps 3. I have no choice, I really need to pee, I'll be right back. Okay, so my sincere apologies about that, but you know, when you got to go, you got to go. So, I just went. Okay, so there's the runway. Let's have a look. We are still below the glide slope, but you can see the glide slope is now starting to catch up. But everything is fine. Localizer is armed. It looks like it's not picking up fully, otherwise it would be boxed. But I am going to thrust it anyway. Actually, it should have actually picked up. Yeah, there you go. It's boxed, and we're still below the glide slope. So now we're below the glide slope. We're going to click approach. There you go. So approach, and you can see now here in the primary flight display, category 3 single. I can turn on AP2, autopilot 2, and it is a category 3 dual. And the glide slope is now armed, and catching up. It's picking up the glide slope as well. So now we are. Let's have a look. I think are we already at flaps full? No, flaps full now. Range 5.4 nautical miles. Let's drop the gear, please. Gear's coming. We got some of that light still. They'll be going momentarily while the gear is deploying. There you go. Landing gear is down. Looks like we are fully configured. So let's notify the cabin crew. Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing. So we're about to land now. The ILS system is dragging us in. And this is basically all that we need to do. We can switch to the landing system if you want. 1400 feet. This one here in green, this is your actual, there you go, 1000 feet above the ground. We should go to TA only. So we can do this right here. And for the rest of the I think it appears we are fully configured. Let me quickly do a sanity check. Ground spoilers are armed, flaps are full, and the speed brake, the auto brake is set to low. This thing here, landing inhibit, it actually means that there will be no further warnings because we are landing and the aircraft does not want to disturb us. Okay. So this is Birmingham, everybody. Let's have a quick look outside. Maybe for your brummies, maybe you can recognize a bit of the area. As you know, Microsoft Flight Simulator has a very detailed mock-up. Okay, let's turn off the autopilot. Let's keep on coming down. Let's get rid of this warning. Okay.
100 above. 100.
So get ready.
Minimum. 30.
30.
Retard.
Thrust leaves idle. Pull the nose up a little bit. Touchdown. Reverses out. This is not the most beautiful landing, but we're down. $80 knots, 60 knots, and let's do some manual brake, and maybe we can take this, make this intersection right here. There you go. All right, so let's clear the runway. Birmingham traffic, Birmingham ground, speedbird 812, runway vacated. Okay, so we announced our position. And Thunderman says, best one I've ever seen. Beautiful, man, thank you so much. It was not the most beautiful landing. Alright, so let's get everything in order, so all the flaps go up. The landing lights, we can turn them off as well. Alright, so that's it. Welcome to Birmingham, everybody. Hope you enjoyed your flight. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign is turned off. And once you disembark from the aircraft, please make sure that you have all your personal belongings with you, and check when you open the overhead compartment. Also make sure that nothing is falling out, you know, because especially with a landing like this, you know, there is a big chance that something was completely like messed up, right? You know what I mean? So somebody was carrying like a grand piano in there, you know, and you open it up and the grand piano just lands on your, you know, your pinky toe. You know what I mean? It's just going to hurt like fucking hell. So you let me know if that's what you want, but that's not what we have in mind for our customers. So please just take care when you open up the overhead compartments. That's right there for you. Okay, So I'm not personally not familiar with the layout here of the Birmingham airport, but it looks like if we just follow this, oh look, you can see our own shadow. This is always cool. Look at this. That is totally fucking amazing. Love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. Okay. Hey man, but Thunderman, thank you so much for checking, man. I absolutely appreciate. Thank you so very fucking much, man. And hopefully you come and join us sometime again. What we'll do for now, you know, there's no ATC, there's no air traffic control, so we'll just assign ourselves the first parking location that appeals to us. Obviously, usually you would get some assigned to you. In this case, there's nothing assigned to us. Here we go. Just follow the yellow line. Make sure it's in the middle. And looks like this is about it. Let's have a look outside. Usually there you go. Usually you're stopping a little bit too early. Well, you know what? Let's keep it right here. So let's double check is the parking brake set or not. It should be to the right. Parking brake is set. So that means we'll stop. So once again, welcome to Birmingham, everybody. Let's turn off the engine. Engine number 2 is turning off. And you can see this right here, the N1 percentage is decreasing. Exhaust gas temperature, EGT, is decreasing as well. Let's also turn off engine number 2. Engine number 1 actually, engine number 2, engine number 1 obviously, I mean, you know what I mean, okay. Actually, we should have, before we turned into this, we should have turned off the nozzle steering lights in the runway, the taxi lights, because they're really bright. We do not want to blind the ground personnel here, obviously. So there you go. The jetway is coming. You can actually have a look at the doors page, where you can see the status of the doors. So the cabin door here, the first one on the left, is opening. There you go. And now the jetway is going to connect. Really? It cannot go further? I mean, come on, man, that's just so damn lame. Okay, let's look at it like this, and at least it looks like it's doing something. You know what I mean? Come on. Okay. Is there, let's have a look. Okay, so arrived, commence deboarding. Yes, deboard. So we will now start the deboarding process, which means that we should turn off the seatbelt signs. So, everybody, you're free to go. So if this landing gave you any kind of anxiety issues, you can now disembark from the aircraft and run to your first psychological help and seek counseling, so that you can overcome all the fears that you have picked up during this flight. So let's have one final look at the aircraft. It's a shame that the jetway is just barely reaching it. It's just lame. You know what we're going to do? Screw that. We're going here. Go to ground services, and we're going to toggle the jetway so it's going back. This will do this momentarily, I would assume. There you go. And we're going to request the forward stairs. And then you can see we got the stairs, so the passengers can now walk out. Obviously we need to open the door, so let's open the door right there. And that really is about it. We're not going to fly back to Brussels or anything. We're just going to power down the aircraft. So this is about it. I hope you enjoyed your flight. a very special and warm thank you to Thunderman. And Thunderman, since you're here, I'm going to play a little bit of piano for you, just for you. There we go. That is about it. So thank you very much for checking. Hope you enjoyed your flight. Hope to see you sometime soon. And I am your personal funky sim pilot. My name is Arkady Gidzenko. I'll be signing off and see you sometime soon. Thank you for checking. Bye bye.